And hello there, it's Dr. Brenda, sociologist, financial coach, full-time RVer, traveling the country with my 3 cats, founder of Gutsy Women Finances Community. Hey, please subscribe below if you already subscribed. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. All right, now, on to the topic of the day. And by the way, I am in Tennessee. This is at the Douglas Dam. This is a Tennessee Valley Authority dam campground. So water's really, really low. It's been chilly. This is my first day out in several days. So it's like, oh, fresh air. Woo, fresh. I don't like the cold fresh air, but this is not so bad. So I want to talk to you about letters and manifestation and life. So I'll tell you what, something that annoys me is when I see all these ads and people want you to sign up to manifest money. All you need to do is get the idea in your head and let the energy flow, and that money is going to plop in your lap, okay? Drives me nuts. Now, there's a huge part of our mental attitude, our mindset, that goes into money, it goes into wealth, goes into our finances. But if you're just wishing for money to come down so you can buy something, and you don't change your spending habits, you don't change your tracking, you don't pay off your debt, you don't learn how to invest, if you don't pick up the skills and the tools, you're going to be right back where you started from and manifesting more money from the heavens. So that's my take on manifesting. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm not a total cynic, because weird things happen. Okay, so I'm going to tell you my story. And this all starts, look what I've got here. Okay, you know what this is? These are old letters that I wrote to my friend a long time ago, decades ago, back when people had to write letters. You couldn't send an email. So this one, hide the addresses, 1989. I know some of you are saying, I wasn't even alive in 1989. I get it. And then I'm going to show you, like, you're going to be like, what is this? What is this? Yeah, I typed it up. I was in California at the time, Berkeley, California. So, must have gone, I had an old dot matrix printer. That's probably what this was on. Laptop. You didn't really have the internet back then. And so I'm going through letters. They tend to go in 2 different eras. The late 80s, I left Syracuse University, was working on my graduate degree, my sociology PhD. Left, went to Berkeley and then Oakland, and got a job and finished my PhD there. And these times, these letters date to a period where I'd arrived in Berkeley, found a place to live. I didn't have any money. I couldn't find, I was picking up little jobs here and there. It wasn't till, I know because I was there for the big earthquake in 1989 that took down the bridge, the Bay Bridge between Oakland and San Francisco. So I had arrived, I think, that summer, and I didn't find a decent job until the spring. So a lot of these are about, you know, how desperate times were. Then got the job and worked and finished my PhD, and state budget cuts meant, hey, last hired, first out the door. So there were a whole series of layoffs. I got laid off, and I was okay because, right, I've got my PhD. I had a contract to have my book published, my dissertation published as a book. Everything was going to be okay. It wasn't. So I was 30 years old, and it took me 3.5 years. I was 33 before I got back into a full-time job with a salary and health insurance and benefits. I mean, yeah, I went without health insurance. 5 states, 3.5 years. So a lot of these letters date to that time. Now, I started to pull out some of the, write down some of the things that struck me from those time periods, and just It's, maybe I'm still a dreamer, perpetually unhappy in whatever I do because it isn't enough. Always ready to move into new territory. I wonder how I can make the restlessness pay off. And I was living in this basement apartment, just paying somebody, a friend's sister, cash to have the convenience of living in this cockroach-infested basement bedroom. So it was not a pleasant time at all. It was a very difficult time in my life. I worked at Target. I wrote it down, $5.75 an hour, 1996. And I'll tell you what kept me going. Okay, so, and yeah, I mean these letters. It's just, 20 cents ramen noodles, 3 for $1 burritos. That's that's the way I lived in my early 30s. But I've shared this story before. It's been quite a while though. So one of the things that I did do during that time is I love a good murder mystery. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm depressed. I've, working at wherever I can get little jobs at. I still don't have any. I lost hope. I was in such a bad place, but I could write. I still had the creative juices going. I could write. And so what I did is I created this character, and I can tell you her name was Kate Winston, this really, kick-ass private detective. I was living in Atlanta, so she was based in Atlanta. And I like to drive up to the mountains up in the northern part of Georgia and just get away for a little while. So I started to construct these series of books. I just outlined things. They all these things happened around the holidays, so I got to research Day of the Dead and do all these other things that helped me keep going. I was able to move forward and have something else to think about rather than having to deal with the cockroaches that were crawling in my hair at night. So I create this character, Kate Winston. I've got this setting, so she finds a body up in the mountains in north part of Georgia, and she's working on solving the crime. She can't do it alone, so she has friends in the Atlanta Police Department. So I wrote on here. This was November 1996. I pulled off the org chart of the Atlanta PD in a program they have on domestic violence. Yes, this is all for the imaginary book. Okay, so I had my PhD, sociology, working at Target, doing whatever I could do. Nothing really interested me. And in the springtime, I think it was the springtime, and this was, you had to get the newspapers, okay? I know, I'm really aging myself. You had, the job ads were all in the newspapers. And so in the springtime, I saw a post, job ad. And for the first time in years, I was excited. I thought, you know what? This could be the way in. This could be a way to a different career. The job posting, crime analyst for the Atlanta Police Department, assigned to the Youth Services Division, which included the school detectives and the domestic violence unit. Okay? Now, I can't make this up. I did get the job. And about, less than a year later, that job led me to this incredible career up in Virginia, outside, the DC metro area. They were looking for somebody with a PhD, experience with domestic violence and policing. And here I was, assigned to the domestic violence unit, major police department, PhD, sociology. I was the only one qualified in the entire United States to get that job. And it just led to this amazing career. So, it's not, did I manifest that job? I can't explain what happened. It's about opportunities. It's about looking for opportunities. I'm so glad that I didn't cave and take something that I wasn't interested in, and I held out even though it meant living in poverty for that much longer. All of those things, those 5 states, all of those things that led me to that position and that career, can't explain it. So, so I don't discount the idea of manifesting good things in your life, but there's got to be some action taken, and that's the piece. It's like, I've got to be looking, I've got to be doing the research, I've got to put in a great application, I have to do the good interview, I have to take the actions to follow through on all those things to make those manifestations, those ideas, those that mental energy real once the opportunity arises. So, in the world of personal finances and in the things that I do as a financial coach, I've started to really transition the things that I'm doing. I can give you all kinds of tools, and more I'm offering you fewer tools because it's so much about our emotions, our experiences about money, our beliefs about money. We don't deserve it. Money's not a good thing for us. It's going to corrupt us. All of these things that we believe that we have to get over to really move forward on the whole notion of making money, becoming wealthy, becoming financially free. So a large part now of what I do is really working on the mindset. It's not manifestation because I give you the clear pathway to get from here to there. But yeah, I'm going through these letters, and there's quite a pile of them. And I do write about a lot of the same things over and over and over again. And I guess, back I had cute little envelopes and letters back then. This is 1997, so from Georgia, and it got letters in there from Alexandria, Virginia, Berkeley, and Oakland, and I don't know, I probably lost my Flagstaff letters, but anyway, this was all saved by my friend for decades, and she sent them to me, I think it was last year, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do with these, but maybe there's a good story in there. Maybe I can use that for a book that I'm working on. Good reminders of where I was. And also, if you're in a place, keep your mind creative, keep it active, keep the doors open, and believe that there's something better out there for you. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. And until the next time, hope you're doing really, really well. Bye-bye.